I'm still amazed that this thing works. It just seems insane. The whole thing is just insane. But it does, and we're not going to ask questions. Alright, so this is a tutorial. I'm going to show you guys how the Netherporter works and how to build it block by block. We're going to take a quick look at how it works, and then I'm going to build another one right here next to it. And we'll be able to teleport back and forth between the two when it's done. There's two pieces to each station. On the Nether side, you have your station itself with selector buttons for deciding which other station you want to go to, and the portal that your ender pearl goes through to be stored in the Stasis Chamber. And then you have your overworld section, which we'll go look at now. On the overworld side, you have the ender pearl Stasis Chamber, the slime block that sends it back through the portal. This is how the signal is sent from the Nether over to the overworld, triggering the ender pearl to come back through. You have 4 buttons for selecting your destinations. This could be expanded to as many buttons as you want. You could do 50 of them if you wanted to. You just need to find a place to put them. But I've wired this one for 4, so you've got 4 discrete outputs that can be sent off to 4 different stations. And it's unlikely, I think, that you would need more than 4 stations, given that you are still limited by chunk loading distance with this thing. So if we go to video settings, I'm set to 13 chunks, so our stations have to be within 13 chunks of us. But that's the whole point of building this, is we're in the Nether, so 13 chunks becomes 13 times 8 in terms of how far we can travel. So I'll have gone like 104, it's 100, I don't know, 104 chunks in the overworld. So how's it work? Well, first you throw an ender pearl through the portal. This hatch here lines us up. Make sure that we are far enough away from the portal that it'll still go through. And the target block allows us to dial ourselves in here. Left and right orientation is not as important. You can be off by quite a bit and it'll still work. I could be way over here, and as long as I'm pointed at the target block, it'll work just fine. So we throw the pearl. I'm not going to do it because I've already thrown a pearl through there. And then when we're ready to come back, we send a signal from the other station. We wouldn't be here, obviously. We'd be over at another station. When we press the button for this station, a signal is sent over to this gold block into this dispenser that has a minecart in it. That minecart is sent through the portal where it hits an activator rail, a cactus, goes down into these hoppers over to this dispenser, and is sent right back through the portal. The activator rail is the important part. It sends a signal along this line here up to the sticky piston that sends, and slime block, that sends the ender pearl back through the portal, teleporting us to the station itself. So we'll come back over here, press that button, and there we are. And then we'll just throw a pearl back through, and it's reloaded, and we go on our way. Okay, so let's build this thing. We're going to start with the portal, which needs to be 5 blocks wide by 3 blocks tall. Like that. And now we'll add the minecart portion. We need a dispenser, not a dropper, a dispenser pointed up right there with a hopper there, and down here we need a slab to hold our sand. Cactus on top of that, and then a slab on top of that to keep it from growing. And then we need, this is always the hardest part, we need our rails to cooperate. Sometimes it helps to do that. There we go. And then we need a block down here, solid block underneath the dispenser that receives the signal that will trigger the minecart going through. And then we need a solid block behind the rail that will get the minecart started, allow the minecart to move forward. And then we need a redstone torch here to power that rail. And we will put a redstone torch right here to power this rail, but it's going to go on the black concrete target thing that we build right here, which we'll do right now. We need to come out 4 blocks, 1, 2, 3, 4, and put a target block here. And actually we need to bring this over 1. So we'll get rid of that, and we go out 4 there, and then on the other side, same thing, out 4, above it, same thing, out 4, and below it, same thing, out 4. And that gives us a tube with a targeting block at the end, target block at the end. And then we want to cover up these corners here and put our redstone torch right there. And that powers all the rails. And now we'll add our input. This is the signal that activates the thing. So this would come in from another station that you have somewhere else out there. And it does need to be a repeater right here. You can't just use redstone, even though you would think that would work. Redstone would still power this block and send the minecart through here. There's going to be something on the other side later that requires this to be a repeater. On the front, we need a half slab 2 blocks out with 1 on either side, and then we need to actually raise this one up 1 so it is slightly above the obsidian, and then we're going to frame this out with a wall. And this is not just cosmetic. You can use any color that you want, but they need to be this block type because this is what lines us up properly with the portal. And we're going 2.5 blocks up here and 2.5 blocks up here, and then putting our trapdoor here, and again that's what lines us up properly. Everything else around this that you see over here is cosmetic. All of that is cosmetic, and you could change it around however you want. I'm going to show you how to build this button situation here just because that's what I have, but that part could be customized. You could put your buttons wherever you want. But because that part is customizable, we're going to do it last and focus on the parts that are not optional. So we're going to do the piece under here that opens the trapdoor. This trapdoor has to drop down when the ender pearl comes back through, or it'll hit the top edge of the trapdoor. So we're going to add a half slab down here so that this is a full solid block that the trapdoor is on, and put a block of your choice there, solid block, redstone torch there, and that redstone torch, you can see, interacts with the trapdoor. And then we'll put some half slabs like this. And this is what I was talking about here. When this signal comes in, the repeater sends it into that solid block, and then a comparator right here brings it out into a pulse extender that goes right here. And that pulse extender is what drops the trapdoor down for a period of time. Now that pulse extender actually extends the pulse for too long. We have the pulse extender because without it the trapdoor doesn't stay down long enough. With the pulse extender it stays down for too long. So we get our happy medium by putting the comparator in subtract mode, putting a comparator next to it, and a cake set to that. I don't know if you saw that. That's 1, 2, 3 clicks on the cake, and that will weaken the signal that comes out of this comparator so that the pulse extender doesn't stay extended for as long, and that causes the trapdoor to pop up sooner than later, just the right amount of time so that it has enough time to clear the pearl, but then pops up right away so that we can turn around, walk over, and throw the pearl back through to reload the system. I'll show you what I mean by that. Here's the trapdoor as we set it up just now. When I click this button, you see the trapdoor pops up immediately after we materialize so that we can walk up and throw the pearl back through. And here's what it looks like without the cake. Way too long. Way longer than we need. Minor detail, but if you can control that kind of thing, why not? Okay, that is it for the Nether. That's the whole thing. We just need the cosmetic blocks around the front portion here and the buttons that we're going to do last. And now it's time to build the overworld piece. And we're going to do that by standing right here in the corner. We need to align the portals. So before we leave, we're going to note our coordinates here. 119 and 43. The y-axis is not as important. 119 and 43, and then we'll go through. And that generates a new portal for us that we are going to break all the way down to 1 block. And we're going to align ourselves with the coordinates we took, 119 and 43, but we're going to do the math so that it's 8 times that. So we need to be at 952, 344. So we need to actually go, let's see here, 344, we need to come over here. One more. And then 952 is this way. 952 is this guy right here. Okay, so we can get rid of all these. And we are going to build our portal out. See, we came in facing north, so that's actually the direction we want to go. We're gonna go out 5. We're gonna duplicate the portal we had on the other side, so 5 by 3, just like that. And we will light it now, and we can go back through just to make sure it's aligned properly. Bingo. Okay. Now we're gonna add the rail part. So we're gonna go back through the portal to get ourselves lined up with the rail. We want to make sure that we're building on the part of the portal that is opposite this rail. So the cart is going to come out here, go through the portal, and then we want to build right here where the cart is going to land. And we'll put 2 blocks of any type there, a dispenser facing up with hopper, and we're going to do our cactus right here. So a block to hold the sand, cactus, and a slab to stop it from growing. And then we're going to do a solid block here and below it here, and then we're going to make kind of a circle shape and a block immediately above the dispenser. So that's kind of your pattern there. And then we're going to have a comparator here, redstone torch there, and a repeater here set to 4 ticks. And that's what sends our cart back. And now we need to add our rails, so we'll need a powered rail, a regular rail, and an activator rail. The activator rail goes right here, followed by a powered rail and a regular rail, and then a powered rail and powered rail right there. And now if we take a cart and stick it in here, you can see our cart would get sent back if the portal were open. And now we'll go back through and give it a test drive. We'll put a cart in here and hit the button. Oop, we need a button. Cart goes through. Cart comes back. Cart goes through. Cart comes back. We are almost there, guys. We're going to do the actual stasis chamber now. So we're going to come down to 1 block over and 1 block below. I don't know if you can see that. So 1 block over, 1 block below, 1 block out. And we're going to do 9 of these. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then we're going to build a 3 tall glass wall on both sides of it. So all the way down. And then we're going to put 3 extra right there up against the portal and signs on them. And this is what holds the water in. And it should look like that when you're done. And then on top we're going to put this kind of weird configuration here. Oop, there we go. So 3 there, and then 1, skip 1, and then another one there. And then we're going to come up the back side here, 3 blocks, and we're going to go obsidian, nothing, and obsidian again, and stick our slime block there, and a sticky piston right behind it with a solid block of your choice. And then we're going to grab some slabs, and we're going to go directly below the activator rail. And we're going to come out, over, and down. I don't know if you can see the path I took there. The path doesn't even really matter, as long as it gets over there. The signal just needs to get over to that piston somehow, and we will just carry it up however you want. This works. Let's see here. We'll go, there we go. So just like that. And then you'll need a repeater at some point along the way. Probably doesn't matter. Maybe there. That's probably right. This thing is almost done. We just need a sign here, here, and here. And then we need to place water. This part is really important. Water source blocks all across the bottom. And did I get that last one? Nope. And then skip a row and water source blocks across the top. But no water source block in the middle. So if we step here, we should float in the middle and not all the way up to the top. And then we need one more here and one more here. And we also need one, so I said don't put one along this middle row here, but this final one at the very end does need to be a water source block. So we'll put that there, and this is done. If we go back through, I've put a fake floor here just so that the pearl has something to land on, and we'll throw the pearl in, give it 15 seconds to cool down, and we'll hit our button. Bingo! It works! We're in the home stretch. This thing is almost done. It technically is done if you've got your own idea for how you want to do the buttons, but I'm going to show you how I wired up the buttons in case you want to use that design. And for that, we are going to go solid blocks all the way up on both sides. And we're going to put an upside down stair here, here, and same thing on the other side. And then a wall on top of that. And then same solid blocks all the way down on the other side of that. Okay, and then you're going to put your signs that tell you what station is what, and then we're going to grab a button and stick a button here, 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 and here. And then over here on the back side, we're going to stick a slab level with the top of the lower piece of obsidian. One half slab and then one block, and then below that another half slab. And then we can stick a redstone line along that, and that is our lower button. So we can run that to whatever station we want. For the upper button, that's a little trickier to get out of here. We're going to put a piston, piston here, and then a cauldron. Get our water out, and we will put some water in it. Put a half slab in front of it with a comparator, and then another half slab and a repeater, and that is our upper button. Lower button, upper button. Mirror that on the other side and you're done. And then for the floor, we just went with a half slab coming out like this with a stair here. It's actually, I did this, let's see, I went stair and then a sideways stair just to get kind of a different look going there. And then right here we have that, and that, and then we have another stair here, here, and same thing over here, a stair here and here, and I think we actually did a slab under here. Yeah, you need a slab under there. And then finish off the floor with half slabs. And we'll go just a little bit further out in case the pearl travels. Okay, and we're done. That is it. Now we need to wire up the station so that it'll talk to the other one. So we need to take this button here, and we're going to just run it all the way out here to the other station that we've already got built. Just like that, we've got a line running from our button there over to our input on this side. So now when we press that button, it'll teleport us over here, and we're going to do the same thing here. We're going to run this line over to our new station that we just built. Just like that. So now we have both wired together. From here, we can press this button, and it should take us over here. And from here, we can press this button, and it should take us over here. Both are loaded up, so we've got our station over there. We're going to hit this button, and here we are. Reload it, press that button, and we're here. Cool. Okay, we're going to end it there. I really hope this helped. If you still have questions, let me know in the comments, and I'll do my best to answer them. If you like this and you want to see more builds like it, don't forget to subscribe so that you are kept up to date on my latest projects, and I will see you in the next one.